Alright, so we're going to be doing exam 1, page 3, section 1, and it asks us to use the provided graphs of f of x and g of x from page 2 to find the value of each of the following. If a value does not exist, write Danny and explain why. So the graphs that were provided are up here. And if you want to, you can pause right here. And you can pause right here to see your f of x graph. This is f of x, and g of x. This is the g of x graph. Okay? So back to our paper. Our first one is limit of x approaching 9, f of x. So going back on our graphs, if you pause and look at the video, when x is approaching 9, f of x equals -1. Alright, now the next one is limit x to -1, f of x. When x is approaching -1 for f of x, it is 5. And now, since we have this, right? Now the next one is limit x to 12, g of x. For the limit of x approaching 12, g of x, it does not exist at all. Because from the left, when it's approaching from 12 on the left for g of x, it's equals 6. But for the right, if you go back and look at our graph, it does not exist at all. See, for this instance, if we go back, right, and we look at the limit of x approaching -1 from the right of f of x, it equals 5. And if you look at it from the left, it equals -infinity. This shows that it does not exist, but you can still get 5 because our values is not asking. This one's not asking for the right or the left. It's just saying in general. But overall, this limit right here also does not exist. Either way, these are right. Just same for this one. The limit of x approaching 12 from the left equals 6, and from the right, it does not exist. Therefore, this does not exist. Now let's continue on. Limit of x approaching 1, g of x equals, does not exist. Because if we check again, the limit of x approaching 1 for g of x, well, from the left, it's -1. But for the right, if we look, sorry, I'm trying a different format. It's hard to do this. It equals -3. These are not the same, so this does not exist. They must be the same value in order for it to exist by itself, like just not saying from left or right. All right, next one, limit x approaching 7, g of x equals 7. Now let me show you why. Limit x approaching 7 from the left, g of x equals 7. Limit of x approaching 7 from the right, g of x equals 7. Therefore, the limit exists. Okay? Limit of x approaching -1 from the left, of f of x equals -infinity. Going back on our graph, make sure you're looking at the graph to see where I'm getting these values from. Limit of x approaching -1 from the right, f of x equals 5. The limit of x approaching 5 from the left, while f of x plus g of x. This would equal, if we use our limit laws, limit of x approaching 5 from the left, f of x plus limit x 5 from the left, g of x equals 3 plus -1, which is just 3 minus 1, which equals 2. All right, let's do 2 more. Limit x approaching 5 from the right this time, f of x plus g of x. All right, there's more than 2 more, my bad. So let's do a few more. Limit of x approaching 5 from the right, f of x plus g of x. This would equal limit of x 5 from the right, f of x plus limit x 5 from the right, sorry, it's a little sloppy, g of x, which is just -1 plus 3, which is just 2. And now, since we know this, for our next one, where it's asking in general, limit of x approaching 5. Not from the left or right, just in general, for f of x plus g of x. We already know this answer because based off this, they both equal from the left hand point and the right hand point. So, oops, my bad. So, I did not just say my bad to the paper. Okay, anyways. So, this equals 2. Last one is limit x approaching 12 from the left, 2 times f of x times g of x this time. So if we use our limit laws, you would have limit x from the 12 from the left, 2 times f of x times g of x. You could take this 2 out. You could put it in the front of the limit if you want to, but it's already kind of taken out, so it's kind of unnecessary. So you would just have 2 times -1 times 6. It'll just give you, so you would just get -12 as your answer. And that's how you do this problem of exam 1. Question 3, section 1.